The Don McKay Show is brought to you in part by the 10th Annual Baltimore Music Awards. These awards were created to give recognition to Baltimore's entertainment community. Each year, the community has the opportunity to nominate and vote for the winners of each category in the 2021 Baltimore Music Awards. Categories include album, DJ, documentary, female artist, male artist, producer, inspirational artist, online radio station, online radio show, podcast, radio station, radio show, stand-up comedian, web series. Winners for the 2021 Baltimore Music Awards will be announced Thursday, November the 4th, 7 p.m. live on radioonfire.com. It is the 10th Annual Baltimore Music Awards. Let your voice be heard at this celebration of Baltimore entertainment. Visit radioonfire.com/Baltimore Music Awards. Your man Don McKay in here. The Don McKay Show at the Don McKay Show at Radio on Fire. Thank you for joining me. So recently, of course, you remember the Ja Rule Fat Joe versus that we had the privilege of witnessing recently. So Ja Rule has been making some of the rounds, doing interviews and the such, and talking about a variety of things. And I really like to hear Ja Rule talk about hip hop, about his career, about his life. And recently I had a chance to listen to the interview that Willie D conducted with Ja Rule on the Geto Boys Reloaded podcast. I highly recommend the podcast. It's very good. It's very good. So Ja Rule talked about a lot of things, talked about his childhood, talked about growing up as a Jehovah's Witness and his mother getting disfellowshipped, something that I could definitely relate to. That happened to my family as well. So he's talking about his childhood and that kind of thing. And he's talking about his career and coming up and the super group with Jay-Z and DMX that did not actually happen. At the time, Murder Inc., the group, Jay-Z, Ja Rule, DMX, there was a lot of buzz for that. It was an XXL cover for those that it was a magazine cover. We're talking about a time before websites and social media. We got a lot of our information from magazines. Anyway, so they started teasing this group, this super group. Jay-Z's already a big star. DMX already a big star. Ja Rule is on the come up. And this group was teased. They started doing some songs together. Ultimately, the group did not happen. And Ja Rule talked about the fact that the other members of this proposed group were, had already set their path. And Ja Rule still had his bones to make. And he felt that if this group happened with him in it, that he would forever be linked to the group. And that would be the reason that people perceived that he had success. So as you know, artists can be very insecure, very temperamental, very sensitive about how they are perceived, looked at, And whether that is the case or not, that's what he thought. So that ultimately had a big impact on the group, the proposed group. So also in talking about Jay-Z, one of the things that came up during the Ja Rule interview on the Geto Boys Reloaded podcast was Ja Rule talking about Jay-Z's often talked about, the infamous not writing down lyrics. Now, this is something that they talked about Biggie doing, and Jay-Z has often been talked about in that regard. And so there's this thing going around that all of these rappers want to say, I don't write lyrics down, and anything that's like a cool thing. Now, if you can do it and you come up with a good product, then so be it. But I think that a lot of times folks are not understanding what they mean when they say that. And of course, there's a difference between freestyling off the top of your head and writing lyrics in your head. So Master P has said many times that certain songs, Master P I'm talking about, he freestyled them. Just said whatever was in his mind and just said it out. I can see that sometimes. Some of Master P records, and I enjoy Master P records. I was one of the first folks in Baltimore, first DJs in Baltimore playing No Limit and Cash Money records in the mid 90s. Okay. I was playing those records in clubs before they even had songs on the radio here, well before. So I like that music. But I can understand Master P saying he didn't write down some of those lyrics. I can see that. Right? I can see that. But he was able to flow it, he finessed it, and it worked for him. Now, when we're talking about Biggie, we're talking about Jay-Z, when they say that they write in their head, that's not a freestyle. That is memorizing your lyrics as you go on. And Ja Rule in the interview really explained it, I thought, very well, talking about that writing process. And of course, for songwriters, when you're writing a song, you got a pen and you got a piece of paper, right? So you got a pen and you got a piece of paper. And you write down the lyrics, and you go in the booth and you say the lyrics that are on the paper. Or if you use your phone and you put in your notes and you type in your phone the lyrics, and then you pull it up, and when you're in the booth, you're reading. You don't know it by heart. And a lot of times you hear rappers say, oh, I don't even know that song by heart. They can record the song, not know it by heart, go into another song comes out, and they don't really know the song because they did not memorize the song, because they wrote the song lyrics down, right? Now, when you write in your head, as Ja Rule was talking about him learning or witnessing Jay-Z doing that. And so when you write in your head, what you're doing is, if you write that first line, right? The first line in your head. So you got it, such and such, da 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 da. That's all you got, right? And then maybe you're vibing with the beat some more, and then you come up with another line. So you're saying that first line that you wrote in your head, da 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 da. And then you come with the next line, da 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 da. And then so you're constantly repeating this over and over in your head, and you're adding the next line to it, and you're saying it over and over and over and over again, thus committing it to memory. You're memorizing it, but you're not actually putting pen to paper. You are doing this in your head. That's what a lot of rap, that's what they're talking about when they say they write in their head. So a lot of artists confuse the freestyle, meaning you're not writing it in your head, you're just saying whatever comes to your mind at the moment, versus writing in your head. A lot of rappers are talking about well, first of all, a lot of rappers confuse the two. And a lot of rappers think that because Jay-Z did it, Biggie did it, Ja Rule is saying he does it or did it, or okay, right? A lot of different rappers are saying that, and they think that's cool. I don't want people to lose focus on the importance of songwriting. And if your method or strategy is taking pen to paper, or your strategy is going in your notes and writing it in your phone, or if your strategy is writing it in your head, all those things are good as long as you come up with good product. Can you tell the difference? Can you tell the difference between when an artist writes versus not writing? I mean, I don't think ODB did a lot of writing. Old Dirty Bastard. I don't think he did a lot of writing. Right? They were talking about ODB punching lines in and out. And I've heard people say that Eazy-E did that as well. Punching lines in and out. Recording a line, then waiting later, coming back, punching in, recording the next line. That's almost a degree of writing in your head. But a lot of people have a lot of different strategies. And you, as the listener, if you don't know the difference, then that's when it's really, really good. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. Does it bother you when these rappers talk about they don't put pen to paper? or they don't write the songs down, they write in their heads? Are they just trying to stunt? Do you believe them? First of all, do you believe that Ja Rule is just writing in his head? Jay-Z writing in his head? Biggie writing in his head? I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. To me, does not matter as long as the music is good, but I don't like to hear people just stunting, just saying stuff just to be saying it. That's all I'm saying.